Alright everyone, we're back again with some more Malaysian facts. So the last video that I did, a lot of the loyal Malaysian fans, shout out to you, my loyal Malaysian fans, didn't like the video because I reacted to a video that said 10 facts about Malaysia, and a lot of the facts were actually incorrect. But today we have a 20 unusual facts about Malaysia from a guy that actually lives in Malaysia. So he's a Western guy, obviously American or British, living in Malaysia. So this one should be a lot more accurate. So I love you all. Thank you so much for supporting me in that last video. I know it was slightly wrong, but hopefully this one is correct. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, guys. Check out my Patreon, all that good stuff. And yeah, let's see what he has to say about it. Let's go.
What's up everyone, my name is Nick, and as you might know, I love doing research about unusual facts about a place. So I thought today's video should be about the most unusual and interesting facts about the country that I live in, Malaysia. As you can see, I'm filming at night, and that is because I don't have much time these days, and that is mainly to do because my wife is giving birth in a week. But I thought you guys deserve a video, so I should make some time and make this video for you. So let's talk about unusual and interesting facts about Malaysia.
Let's go.
For example, did you know that the largest roundabout in the world is located in Malaysia?
Oh yeah.
Yes, this roundabout has a diameter of 3.5 kilometers.
Oh yeah, that was in the last video. That's great.
And is located in Putrajaya, which is just south of Kuala Lumpur, the capital here in Malaysia. Now, if you thought that is interesting, make sure to keep watching this video because there'll be many more of these interesting facts about Malaysia. So, let's get into the video. This is Global Given.
Let's go.
How much time
this is gonna
did
be
you...
crazy. The last video, I talked about religion a little bit. It said that Muslim is the correct religion and you have to be a Muslim to be a citizen. That's wrong, guys. A lot of the loyal subscribers told me that it's not correct at all. So, completely different facts from what I'm hearing, so let's see what he has to say.
So let's start with the Petronas Towers. Did you know that when the Petronas Towers were built in 1989, it was actually the tallest building, well, the tallest buildings in the whole world. Up until 2004, the Kuala Lumpur Petronas Towers were the tallest buildings in the world.
Crazy.
And after 2004, right now, they are still the tallest twin towers in the world.
That's crazy.
If that's interesting, you might find this one interesting as well. Did you know that Malaysia is home to not 2, not 3, but 4 UNESCO World Heritage Sites? Of course, we've got the largest cave system in the world in Mulu National Park. We've got an amazing national park called Kinabalu National Park with the tallest mountain in Southeast Asia. Then there are the sister cities of Malacca and Penang, and together they are also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And then the fourth one, which is less known, is the Lenggong Valley, which is a very important historical site where they found some very interesting archaeological items.
So yeah, obviously Malaysia is like a super geographical country. Right? It's a ton of different geographies. It's very jungle-like. It's very like, you know, a lot of the sites are in the jungle, caves, things like that. So it's super cool. I want to visit there someday for sure.
As I mentioned, Mulu National Park, did you know that the Sarawak Chamber in Mulu National Park is the largest cave chamber in the world? It can actually fit up to 40 Boeing 747s without the planes having to touch one another. Now that is a large cave. Another fun fact about Malaysia is that Malaysia is the only country in the whole world that has territory on the mainland of Southeast Asia, as well as on some islands between Asia and Oceania.
So it kind of straddles the border of Australia?
No, Malaysians love to eat. So it's only fitting that Penang or Georgetown is considered the food capital of Asia. Which kind of makes sense because there's delicious food to be found on every street corner in Georgetown. Long ago, before Malaysia was formed, there were little sultanates scattered over these lands. And in the year 1837, the Sultanate of Kedah was established, which makes the Sultanate of Kedah one of the oldest sultanates in the world.
That is very old. Because in Ireland, guys, for comparison, you know, there's a few comparisons here. In Ireland, you know, we have like the most roundabouts, I think, in Europe, so very kind of close to Malaysian culture there. Ireland, I think we have the most roundabouts in the world, or something crazy. We have the most roundabouts like in the world or something like that. And in Malaysia, they obviously have the biggest roundabout in the world. That's kind of funny. But the Sultan he talked about there, people didn't even arrive to Ireland really, or there wasn't like much going on till about 1000 BC, right? So 1000 BC. So the oldest sultan in the world. That's cool to see that, guys. That's cool.
Okay, this is a serious one. Malaysia still allows caning as a punishment. So depending on the crime that you've committed, you could receive up to 24 strokes of the cane. So, like any other country, make sure to follow the laws. Alright, this is to me quite a funny one. Did you know that in the state of Kelantan in West Malaysia, the government decided in 1997 that in cinemas the light should not be switched off anymore. And this was to prevent people cuddling and kissing. Malaysia has many natural resources, like of course the rubber tree. So, did you know that Malaysia is the third largest natural rubber producer in the world? And Malaysia is #1 at producing rubber gloves.
Ah, that's cool. Okay, that's cool.
Speaking of large and nature, Malaysia is home to the largest flower in the world.
Yeah, so like I said, guys, it's very jungle-like, very outdoors. Like Ireland's kind of like that. We have a lot of countryside, we have a lot of cities. But then we also have like the Wicklow Mountains. There's a lot of mountains, so it's a lot of outdoors. So it is quite similar, Ireland to Malaysia, but Malaysia would be a lot more jungle heavy, right? A lot more jungle.
This flower is called the Rafflesia flower, and it can grow up to about 3 feet in diameter.
What?
Unfortunately, this flower is so big that it only blooms for a few days.
Dang, that's crazy. It's so big it only blooms for a few days, because could you imagine, like, what an absolute waste of a flower, guys. That's insane. Like, most of the similarities I see between Malaysia and Ireland and anywhere in Asia and Ireland would be like the population, right? You know, or most of the differences is the population. The population of these countries is a lot more than Ireland, but Ireland would be quite similar to a lot of these places, not in terms of like, you know, whatever the population stuff, but the culture would be kind of the same. Like Christianity, and they have different religions. They also have like the same kind of roads, roundabouts, and stuff like that. It's not as different as you would think, right? Because I would always used to think, oh man, Asia is so much more different than anywhere in the Western world. But in Europe, guys, Europe is, you know, because the roads would lead to Asia, it's not as different as you think.
If you've heard about Malaysia before, or if you're from Malaysia, you know that Malaysia has amazing rainforests and amazing jungle. So, the largest tropical tree can also be found here in Malaysia. The tualang tree can grow up to 80 meters from the ground. So, imagine standing next to that tree. I'm like almost 2 meters. So that would be 40 of me in one tree. Now that's a large tree. Alright, you're still watching the video, so obviously you're interested in Malaysia. Now, can you guess what the Malaysian national dish is? Well, of course, it has to be nasi lemak, which is a fragrant rice wrapped in banana leaf.
Whoa, that's crazy. Like in Ireland, our national stuff is like beef, guys. Like our national meal is like beef and potatoes, right? Steak and potatoes.
Speaking of eating and the national dish, so what do you think the national drink is here in Malaysia? Well, if you said teh tarik, then that is correct. This pulled drink is poured from like a meter high, and that creates a really nice froth on top of the tea. So if you order a teh tarik here in Malaysia, it better come hot with a nice froth on top.
So the national drink in Ireland is Guinness, guys, right? It's alcohol heavy, right?
Here's another fun fact. Did you know that the English word ketchup, yes, like the sauce you would put on your French fries or on your burger, the word ketchup is derived from the Hokkien word kicap. So if you're sitting here in a Malaysian coffee shop and you would order ketchup, the server would probably think you're ordering ketchup, which is a black soya sauce regularly served here for your noodles or for your rice. Malaysia is a federation, which means that in certain states there are different laws. For example, here in Sarawak, as well as Sabah, which is considered East Malaysia, there are different immigration laws. That means that if you're from Kuala Lumpur, you would actually have to bring your passport to visit East Malaysia. Here's another fun and interesting and perhaps an unusual fact about Sarawak. So in Sarawak there is a tribe called the Iban tribe, and they would name their newborn baby an ulat, or ulat, which literally translates to worm. And the Iban would only give the real name to a child after they've done a special ceremony. So for the next fact, let's stay with the Iban tribe a little bit longer, and let's talk about how they used to headhunt people. Years ago, centuries ago, the Iban used to chop off people's heads. They were headhunters, and they would keep their heads of their enemies as trophies in their homes. Luckily, this was abolished, but up until the 20th century, it was pretty common to be a headhunter here in Sarawak. So, if you ever see an Iban, make sure to be nice to him. If you've ever been on an elevator here in Malaysia, you might have noticed that there is no 4th floor, but a floor called 3A instead. This is because the number or the sound of 4 resembles the sound of death in Chinese.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Alright, let's move on and do another fun fact. Did you know, for example, that in Kuala Lumpur it rains about 200 days in a year?
Yeah, so in Ireland it rains 200 days out of the year as well. So very similar weather.
Well, on top of that, here in Kuching, it actually rains up to 253 days per year. Well, that's definitely a lot of rain, but luckily it usually only rains in the early mornings, so most days are just nice and dry.
Ooh, that's good.
So most people have heard of the famous shoe designer Jimmy Choo.
Oh yeah.
But did you know that he was actually born here in Malaysia?
Cool.
He was born in Penang, to be exact.
That's it.
I hope you like these interesting facts about Malaysia as much as I did. I just can't get enough of doing research about this beautiful country, and I always want to learn more. Now, thanks for watching this video. If you like my videos, you can support my channel by buying me a cup of coffee, because I really do love coffee. You can do so by...
Alright guys, check out his channel. Go subscribe to his channel as well. His channel's name is called Global Gibbon. Now, that's super cool, guys, but let me ask you in the comments down below, is his facts correct? Please guys tell me in the comments down below, are his facts correct? Let me know, because in that last video you guys didn't like it because the facts weren't correct. I love you all. Super cool to see the similarities between Malaysia and Ireland. That is cool as hell, guys. I love it. I love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.